Welcome to another edition of Web Chat with the Mayor. I'm Chris McMillan, joined as always by Woodstock Mayor Trevor Birtch. And Trevor, you still got your eyesight today? I take it you didn't look directly at the sun yesterday.
That's right. The junior mayors put together some of the different contraptions. We had cereal boxes, we had the two-way papers, and so still have all of our sight.
Awesome. And of course, last week you're very busy in Ottawa for the AMO conference, and Oxford County was kind of well represented there, and I understand you had a chance to do some delegations. So what were some of the things that Oxford County was sharing at the AMO conference?
Well, we had a lot of initiatives on the go again. We're dealing with a new Minister of the Environment, so making sure that they're aware of our zero waste initiatives and renewable energy goals and sustainability. And of course, I was also there representing the City of Woodstock for the MOSO, Mayors of Southern Ontario, and an initiative there that's held jointly by MOSO as well as the County of Oxford is looking at transportation all across southwestern Ontario for the future. So we've heard from the province about the potential for high-speed rail, and recently they've announced the first phase, and what we want to make sure is that there's intercity busing and other initiatives that come into play. You have to look at everything as part of the solution. So the high-speed train, if other pieces do not come in to that discussion, it's not going to alleviate the congestion that we have here in southwestern Ontario. So we're advocating for that. And again, also there to look at some of the other areas that are coming up. So I mentioned before to your listeners about what happened at the police conference, where we're dealing with the legalization of marijuana and the increased costs, and that was also a very big topic of discussion at AMO. So look forward to hearing more about the advocacy work and how municipal governments can join with the federal and provincial partners to make sure that everything goes as smoothly as possible.
Absolutely. Definitely a lot of work needs to be done before marijuana is legalized next April, as promised by the federal government. Trevor, just in terms of Oxford County and the City of Woodstock, how are you guys viewed at these AMO conferences? Because we've taken very bold steps with the Future Oxford Plan, the commitment to zero waste. How are we viewed at these type of conferences?
So we're viewed as leaders in the province, and it's because of the great people that are here behind the scenes working in business and industry that are helping to drive and shape what the future is going to look like for generations to come. So the messages are out there loud and clear. When you look outside of Oxford County, when you look at the entire province, or again, as we spoke about earlier in the spring about the Federation of Canadian Municipalities and the federal government looking at Oxford County and Woodstock as leaders for the nation. Now there's always lots of dialogue, and now that we have a president south of the border who's coined a new phrase, we can also talk about fake news. So you'll hear from lobby groups as well that are lobbying for nuclear and also lobbying for the continued use of fossil fuels that are putting information out there contrary to what we're working towards. So we have to kind of wade through all of that information, but when you actually talk to people who have reviewed all of the real data and what's going on and what the future will be, they know that we're on the right track here. So we have a lot of citizens behind the scenes that are working hard to help drive the future for everybody.
All right, and just to be clear, you won't get any fake news on Heart FM, that I guarantee. That's all the questions I had for you. Trevor, was there anything you wanted to add?
Well, we have a few more weeks left of summer. A lot of people enjoyed Street Fest and, of course, Cowapalooza. And a new event for this year is for Labor Day weekend at Victoria Park. We will be having a concert in the park on Labor Day weekend. So look for more information about that in your What's on Woodstock magazine or here at Heart FM on the community calendar.
Absolutely. We'll be having more on that in the weeks to come. I'm Chris McMillan, joined as always by Woodstock Mayor Trevor Birtch, and make sure to join us again next time for another edition of Web Chat with the Mayor.